DC King 89.
What is up, guys? We are back with another epic McFarlane toy review. This time we have our hands on the Superman Ghost of Krypton figure, and this is the armored variant. This thing looks absolutely amazing. I cannot wait to dive in and check this thing out. So if you guys are ready, kick back, relax, and grab yourself a snack as we go over presentation, articulation, and posability. Let's get into it. Up first, let's talk about presentation. At first glance, this figure looks absolutely stellar inside the packaging. Unfortunately, with this particular kind of packaging, once you open it, there is no resealing it. So just make sure you are committed to having him out of the packaging before taking him out. On the bottom left-hand corner, the DC Direct logo is displayed. On the right, it says Superman. Up in the top left-hand corner, we have 12+, and beneath that, it says a comic book is included. This figure comes with some really cool accessories, his black DC peg stand, a trading card, and a personalized comic book. Let's take a look at the back of the packaging. So here we have our first look at the cover art of the comic book, and it is absolutely amazing. The way his cape is flowing in the wind, the sun shining in the background as he's hovering above the earth, very, very cool artwork. But I cannot wait to get into this thing any longer, so without further ado, let's open him up. Here's our first look at him out of the package. And I'm absolutely in love with the way his armor looks. I like the red cloth cape that they went with. But before we go any further, let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. Here's a black DC peg stand that he comes with, which is pretty much standard with all these figures these days. But that's fine because this thing does the job. Here's his trading card. The artwork is basically the same as the front of the comic book. And here's the back of the card, if you guys would like to pause the video now. This figure looks so cool as we get an up-close look at him here. The presentation is absolutely amazing. I love the way this figure looks. I like how it looks like he's already been in a battle. As you can see, the armor that's down here around his boots, as the light hits it just right, we've got a lot of wear and tear there. This is very, very neat looking. And here's Superman without all his armor on. Still a very cool, clean looking figure. I still am loving this red cloth cape. I hope that they plan on doing this more with more of their figures. Very, very cool looking suit on this guy. I'm absolutely loving this. That completes the presentation part of the review. Overall, I think this is an excellent figure so far. Now we are on to the articulation, starting with his head. So here he's having a little bit of trouble moving side to side, but it is possible to make his head do a 360. He can look up pretty easily, and he can look down. His shoulders have pretty good range of motion. He has a double jointed elbow, very flexible there. He has a ball joint for his wrist. It's kind of stiff, but you could probably loosen that up. He has double jointed knees, also are kind of stiff, but that might be good when you want to get him in certain poses. He's got a ball joint for his ankle, pretty easy to move that around. He's got toe articulation, so that's pretty awesome. Now, as far as not having his armor on, I think that his articulation is pretty solid, so you shouldn't have any problems getting him in poses on the shelf, or if you want to set up certain scenes with this figure, he should be able to do just fine. Now, when you put his armor back on, might be a different story entirely. But overall, his articulation seems to be on point. And here we have Superman with his extra armor back on as he is standing next to Val-Zod. I love this wave, and I think they really knocked it out of the park with these figures. I love how clean they look. I love how the armor just adds something extra that really hasn't been there with the other Superman figures that we have gotten in the past. I still have not gotten my hands on the Brainiac figure from this wave. I'm hoping to have him in hand sooner rather than later. But these are very epic looking Superman figures. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, throw me a like, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, never stop collecting.